Well, it feels good to be back in studio for Monday Football. This is your favorite football show. And today, for people who have not been paid for several months, that psych is what we need. But the talking points today, we'll be talking about the Kenyan Premier League and also Harambee Stars selection. It is something that has refused to go away. Do you think the selection was done fairly? Which player do you think is in the team and doesn't deserve to be there? Which player do you think has been left out and deserves to be in that team? You're not telling Coach Minye, that he has to change. It's his decision. We respect it, but we want to see your views and hear what you have to say about that selection. No.
Of course, Michael, can you welcome back? How was Spain?
Spain was moto.
I could hear when you're speaking, there's a whiff of Spanish accent.
Ngumu sana, but we had fun. We're in Salou. It's called Salou. It's about 100 kilometers from Barcelona.
Wow.
And it's by the seaside.
Okay.
So it's a tourist town.
The humidity was something else as well.
There was no humidity.
Wow.
That's the funniest bit.
Okay.
The first day it was a bit cold,
yes,
but then the second day temperatures just went up, 23, 24 degrees. So we were home.
Okay, right. And the team we just seen in the beginning of the show walking in, this is Mount Kenya United. They've had what we call a tumultuous season. Unfortunately, last weekend they're relegated. But of course, there are other underlying issues that have been plaguing this Kenyan Premier League club. We'll be interacting with the players here just to tell us what exactly went wrong for them as far as the season is concerned, Mukami.
Dong. And with terms of music, we have DJ Crossfade who's joining us here. And as always, we want to hear from you at home. You can tweet us at Citizen Kenya, at Badnad Dong, at Mukami Wambora, and at Mike Okinyi. And as Mike mentioned, the question is all about the Harambee Stars squad selection. Who should be in the squad and has not been called, or who should not be in the squad and has been called? You let us know. Use the hashtag Monday Football. We'll be looking at some of those views. And Mike, you're back. Kuna pesa hapo naona.
Pesa mingi. Mukami has spoken Swahili today.
Actually, one of the players was even shocked. He was like, "You can speak Kiswahili."
Very
and I'm
nice.
like, "Najua kidogo."
So you'll do the interview in Swahili. 20,000 bob up for grabs. This is on quick fire at the end of the show. Mount Kenya, guys. Tao 20 hapa. Ndio hizi. Usiogope, ndio hizi hapa. 20 na sitaki niende nazo. Mko mbaya? Msiwahi ogopa. Ndio hizi. Maswali niko nazo 12. It's all about the Kenyan Premier League. Nothing outside the Premier League. 12 questions on the Kenyan Premier League. I only need 8 correct answers. Maswali za Mount Kenya, Gor Mahia, maswali za nani amecheza nani alifunga, who did what. Hii weekend peke yake. Sitoki hapo. So I want to see if you guys watched the Kenyan Premier League this weekend. So 20,000 up for grabs. Let's hope it will go today. Sitaki kurudi na hii pesa tena.
Right, and the leakage is out. Michael Kenya just told you the focus of some of the questions is going to be asking the Mount Kenya players. Let's begin with a recap of what happened over the weekend. Gor Mahia, they were facing off against their arch rivals, AFC Leopards, and they extended their dominance over Ingwe as far as the Shemeji Derby is concerned, winning that particular match by 3-1. The game was played at the Kasarani Stadium, and our colleague Kevin Kimaili was there and recaps how it all transpired.
The action began way before the match, with some fans failing to contain their excitement as they tried to force their way through the gates. Police officers were forced to launch tear gas canisters in order to disperse the rowdy crowds. After the situation was calmed and things were back to normal, the stadium was painted in blue and green in typical fashion of the Mashemeji Derby. The players walked into cheers as they carried framed photos of lost children. Once the center referee set the action rolling, it was clear that the Green Army were the better side. It didn't take long before Nicholas Kipkirui scored the first goal for the defending champions in the 24th minute. FC Leopards, whose last victory over the 17-time Kenyan Premier League champions was way back in March 2016, could not find a way past the league leaders as Kipkirui bagged his brace in the 60th minute. Play was halted after Gor Mahia's third goal, with a section of FC Leopard supporters breaking seats and throwing them into the pitch. 4 minutes later, calm was restored and play resumed. 3 minutes to stoppage time, Leopards managed to get a consolation courtesy of Vincent Oburu. But despite the win, Hassan Oktay believes that his charges did not manage to register their full potential.
I said it, some of the boys is going to go 4-1, 5-1 today. And they said they play better than first derby games. We miss last 10 minutes to go. We miss about 3-4 chances, clear chances.
Performance si mbaya. Ukiona kama ukiona ukilinganisha na game tumefungwa msimu wa kwanza, tofauti na hii second round.
Gor Mahia now need 2 points from 3 matches to wrap up their record 18th title. Kelvin Kimaili, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Interesting sentiments there from the AFC Leopards coach Kasambongo, just downplaying the 3-1 scoreline. But nonetheless, staying with the top flight, Kariobangi Sharks were facing off against KCB, and the match ended to being a thriller as far as that game was concerned, with 5 goals being scored in total. The victory, of course, went to the Bankers, who won the thrilling encounter that was played at the Kasarani Stadium. The Bankers went ahead in the 10th minute after they were awarded a penalty which Ezekiel Odera converted. Sharks had to wait till the second half to get their first goal through a penalty by Duke Abuya, but their joy was short-lived when substitute Crispinas Onyango netted a brace in the 61st and 65th minutes. Sharks bagged their second goal in the final minute of regulation, but it served as a mere consolation.
We really wanted to win this game for that reason. 1, so that we could evoke revenge on them. 2, because we knew we were 11th on the log, and up to the 8th place team was 2 points ahead of us. So our target is to finish top 10, so we knew this win would get us into the top 10. We knew it was a 6-pointer, because if we beat Sharks, then you go above them on the log. So those are the 2 motivations.
Right, Mount Kenya United, they're here in the studio with us, and they unfortunately been relegated from the Kenyan Premier League after suffering a 3-1 defeat at the hands of Sony Sugar. The match was played at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos County. Derek Otanga bagged a brace the 27th minute and the 38th minutes to give Sony Sugar a 2-0 lead at the break, as he scored his 12th and 13th goals of the season. Sony Sugar's onslaught continued after the break, with Solomon Omolo adding a third only 3 minutes into the second half. Brian Yakan pulled one back for Mount Kenya United, but it was too little, too late. 28 points from 31 matches. Mount Kenya can only pick a maximum of 9 to take them to 27, 1 short of 15th placed Zouk FC. Right, those are the highlights from the Kenyan Premier League. And remember, the question that you're asking you this afternoon is which player should be or should not be in the Harambee Stars AFCON squad that was named last week by head coach Sebastian Minye. I can see the feedback right here at David Ogol. I think Nicholas Kipkurui, remember he scored a brace for Gor Mahia in the victory yesterday against AFC Leopards, was left out mistakenly, so he believes that Mike, Nicholas Kipkurui should be a man who should have been named in the AFCON squad going to Egypt.
Once the coach has made his decision, it's him. He knows how he looked at the players and everything else. For me, I don't believe Kipkurui should be in the CHAN squad. He should be in the national team fighting for that position to start in Egypt. Why do I say so? On the league level, he has delivered.
Right.
On the continental level, he has delivered. He scored crucial goals for Gor Mahia in the Confederations Cup.
Right.
So what more do you need from a striker?
Yeah. He's raised his hand up.
What more? You'll talk about experience. What more experience do you need other than a player who has played at the African continent level? He has played against the North Africans, against the West Africans, against the Southern Africans, and he has scored. So what more do you need? Anyway, the coach said he looked at his own. He has a way of picking out his players, but I was still not convinced.
Okay.
Despite what he said, that everybody, he looked at all the players and he's looked at all these players playing abroad and in the local league, and he has his own way of picking out the players. I do not believe that the coach did his selection on his own. There must have been some influence that made him look at certain players. Whether it's the coaches that advised him, whether it's the full technical bench, we'll never know. But I believe if it was on merit, Nicholas Kipkurui should be on that plane to Egypt. right?
Wow. Strong sentiments. And I think just before we get into talking to Mount Kenya United, let's actually look at the log. You've said Gor Mahia played over the weekend, yesterday to be exact, and they're now 1 point away from actually clinching the title. At least Bandari has actually given them a push, and as you can see, they're on 69 points. Bandari are on 61, and there are 3 games left. So when Gor Mahia take to the field the next time, all they need is 1 point, and they will actually be named champions again.
They get to 70.
They get to 70.
Bandari can also get to 70.
They can get to 70. Okay, so Bandari can still continue to push them.
Which means Bandari need to score how many goals in those 3 games and hope Gor Mahia lose all of them. That is 16 minus 33. That's an average of 7 goals for each game. So mathematically, it is 2
possible.
points. Yeah. So they need 2 points, but realistically, it's 1 point.
Yeah. Permutations.
Ngomo.
So we can move on. Sony Sugar in position 5. Mathare United, who drew over the weekend, are in position 6. Tusker in 7. KCB, the team we hosted, are in 8. And I remember speaking to them and we were like, for them, obviously, a good target is to participate in the Shield Cup yet again. So position 8 is not bad. They defeated Kariobangi Sharks over the weekend. We can also look at number 9, Ulinzi Stars. FC Leopards in 10th place after that defeat. Kariobangi Sharks have jumped from position 8. Now they're in 11th place. They've conceded how many goals? 30 goals, but 2 of their goalkeepers are in the Harambee Stars.
I saw where you are going.
Zoya Sugar are in position
You're really
12.
waiting for Kariobangi Sharks, eh? How many goals conceded?
And yesterday, like, they conceded 3 goals. They conceded KCB. 3 goals against KCB.
And the previous game, they also conceded 3.
Yeah, so they have conceded 30 goals? No, 34 goals. They've conceded 34 goals. But I was told on Twitter that the number of goals a team concedes does not reflect on so much on the goalkeeper. Maybe they can still be man of the match, but concede
the goalkeeper
3 goals.
By conceding 3 goals.
The defense are the problem, maybe. So it's the Kariobangi Shark defenders that make them look bad. Western Steamer on position 13, Poster Rangers 14, Chemelil Sugar position 15, Zoo are in 16th position, and at the bottom 2 are Vihiga United and Mount Kenya United. Mike, I understand they had 2 walkovers because of certain issues. At least now we've gotten the players here. They can explain what went wrong and like how the situation has been for them.
Pressure on Vihiga and Zoo now because the Mount Kenya is already relegated.
Yeah.
So one of those 2 will also have to go down. The other one will have to play the playoffs.
Yeah. So it's still tough times for the other 2 teams who are going to fight for freedom.
Don't before we get into the interview, check the tweet by Western Steamer.
Okay.
They played Mathare yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday?
The day before yesterday.
And they put on a crazy tweet. That banter, we should call this admins of all these teams. They come and do that banter in studio.
Let me try and see if it's loading.
It was crazy. Something about Steamer and the slums.
Okay.
Just check it out.
As it loads, I think there's
as you load that one, let's get into Kapi. Karibuni sana, studio yetu inakuaga hivi. Inakuaga freestyle. Tunajienjoy, tumerelax. Yeah, lakini tuko live. Right? So, nataka uruambie tu history ya Mount Kenya. Kuna watu wanaisikia tu saa yote. Mount Kenya wako na shida.
Kweli.
Muna kikosi on any given day. Mnaweza funga mtu yote.
Kabisa.
Player for player ukiangalia. Kuanzia Jagol mpaka namba 11. Mko na wachezaji. Signings zilipigwa smart.
Kweli.
Iliharibikia wapi? Ndio hiyo wanakupigia. Nilikwambia tuko live. Sasa weka silent. Wacha aone ukiweka silent ndio ajue. Hapo sasa. Acha kupigia Kapi, ako live. Yeah, so iliharibikia wapi? Hebu tuambie.
So tukiangalia kwa kuharibikia yenyewe, tukiangalia situation yote, tuwezi sema ni team ama nini. Actually ni finance ndio ileta kitu yote. Naona juu unajua mchezaji yenyewe kwa kweli kama yuko mzuri kimfuko yenyewe pia akili pia kuna venye inamuaffect. So hapo ndo shida ilianzia. Unaona shida yote hata mimi nasema performance nini nasema tu ni finance. Ukiangalia situation tu. But in terms of wachezaji nini tuko tu sawa. Juu ukiangalia hata hizi games zingine zetu tumekuwa tukingangana kwa nguvu zetu. Nakupatia scenario unaona like atupigi mazoezi. Mchezaji anatoka mtaa ana come game. Una imagine that situation.
Hakuna tizi.
Hakuna tizi.
What?
Hakuna tizi. Imefika kwa hiyo hali yani design unatoka home unaenda game. Na hiyo siku ya game hebu niambie sasa hizo process kwa hiyo kujiandaa before hiyo siku ya game inakuwa ni aje? Psychologically lazima uko prepared, unaona?
Na sasa KPL ndimu ni 3 after every 3 days muna game.
Una imagine after every 3 games ama after 3 days muna game. Unaona? So pata hali kakuja kakuwa ngumu. So in short nikiongelea hiyo nini unapata story na finance imekuja ka affect kivipi? Unapata for instance hujalipo for those like 8 months.
Yes.
Ndio?
Ndio.
Home kuna ule landlord kwanza kitu ya kwanza acha tuanze na huyo. Yule landlord anakukimbiza daily. Hata
tarehe 5 ashakugongea.
Tarehe 5 ashakugongea. So ya kwanza juu umekuwa loyal the other years maybe unalipa in advance atakwambia ni sawa. Ni sawa. Miezi 2, miezi 3. Tuongee tu kweli hata ikifika mwezi wa 4 landlord wako atataka kusikia kitu kingine kweli.
Ushakalia deposit.
Ushakalia deposit.
Anakuona kwa gazeti kwa TV.
Definitely. So unapata wase wengi hapa hata tukiongelea hata sasa hizi 3/4 vile tulikuwa tunasema most of players wayuko kwao. Wengine wenyewe wanakaa kwa marafiki zao. Utajisikilia tu wenyewe kwa wachezaji, utajisikilia tu wewe mwenyewe.
Now mwezi ya kwanza ikapita, ya pili ndio ina come.
Ndio.
Kuna attempts mshafanya zile za try to meet management kuambia ni aje boss. Hapa ni kubaya. Hakuna ganji na come. Wachezaji ndio hawa. What steps mshachukua zile kutry kusolve your story ya do na mlifikia wapi?
Unajua as a family hatukutaka kwanza kuitoa cause tuna understand yani mali tuko ni mse yani anajiweza, unaona? So ilifika mahali si wenyewe kama familia kwanza tulikuwa tunajiweka tutaki kuitoa kapita ya kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu, ya 4. Unajua kuna mali inafikanga aje unaona hapana imefika mwisho sasa. Hapo sasa mali imefika, wacha tukae chini tujaribu kupata nini solution. Tukajaribu sisi wenyewe kwa wenyewe ikakataa bado. Unaona?
Grants za KPL zinaenda wapi?
Ndio hiyo tukajaribu pia call help from KPL. It's so unfortunately grants sisi mpaka saa hii hatujui zinaendanga wapi, unaona? But hizo unapata tunaambiwa zinasaidia kwa hizi games zilikuwa tunaenda, unaona? Ndio zilikuwa zinatumika.
History ni hard. Ndio nafikiri tuende huko ndo kuna story.
I think so, Mike, and I was just listening to them. I'm sure most of the people are asking, where are the officials in the interaction? It's just on record, need to clarify that we actually invited the chairman, but he did not respond whether or not he was going to attend today's show, just to clarify on some of the issues that have been plaguing the club. I think, Mike, the first person I'd want to start with is you talked about they had done signings at the beginning of the season.
Yes.
You say it's a team that can beat anyone at any given time. One of the players that have been signed is a Congolese player. His name is Litumba Zunzi. Before the show was very animated, but that belied what he's been really struggling with. Litumba, you can just take the microphone and tell us.
Kiswahili.
Mike, kwa Kiswahili, unaweza tuambia kwa Kiswahili shida ambazo umezipitia? Nasikia kwamba hauna mahali pa kulala. Wewe ulala wapi?
Mambo kulala hapa mimi.
Shikilia microphone.
Mambo kulala hapa mimi iko shida mingi. Kama nasema mambo kulala ni mbaya sana. Niko nalombaka njo fashi kwa rafiki. Rafiki iko je, niko nakuja kulala kwako. Kama jana nimelala kwa rafiki Moivi na Dandora. Ya soja, rafiki amefanyaka kazi kule na Nairobi Stima. Napigia anasema rafiki haina shida kuja tolala hapa. Alafu mazoezi nafanya mazoezi je. Hii mnani kocha anasema fona wengisa bagole, fona fanya mzuri, nacheza mzuri, alafu anaocheza je. Mimi niko napenda kucheza, napenda mazoezi, napenda kuweka bagole sana. Goal ni hapa kichwa ya mtu. Mimi ni straight away mzuri. Bono chukua mimi mstraight mzuri. Mimi naweka bagole. Mesa naweka bagole je. Nimelala mbaya. Nakula mbaya. Kama sasa tumetoka hapa. Kama rafiki anajua mimi niko na nyumba naenda ulala. Alafu mimi naenda ulala wapi?
Na sasa kuna wakati ushalala kwa gari.
Wewe namelala gari mbala 2 na igesa mbala kama hivi. Alala na igesa. Hivi ni mzuri. Alafu unasema mchezaji
Egesa ni wapi?
So you guys are making me think I don't know so much.
Igesa na umoja. Kama na igesa. Bado banajua hii Mkongo anachezaka ball na Mount Kenya. Unalala hivi jua nini? Nasema baba, kama unaona hivi haina shida. Kama uko na fashi twende basi nalala hata kwako. Haina shida. Mimi saa hii niko na teso mangua hivi imekaa fashi nyingine, mimi mwenyewe nalala fashi nyingine. Kama nasema kesho kama sai mazoezi hakuna. Banasema kaka game ni siku fulani. Bukuja asubuhi. Nalamuka asubuhi mapema, natembea na miguu, fashi manguo iko amo, nachukua manguo, nachukua buti, nacheza nango, alafu kama nafika kule, mzungu anasema bon, wewe ikala nje. Ni yangu ni mzuri. Jua nini kichwa haina shida. Ndio kichwa wangu ni mbaya.
Litumba, ulikuwa club gani before na vile uli join Mount Kenya, ulikuwa na hopes gani? Ulikuwa club gani before?
Mimi natoka mbele mbali. Na Kongo nacheza na maliza na kuja Tanzania na Yanga na mifika deja mifunga hii ligi ya kule ya Yanga. Napigia rafiki anasema kuja hapa bado banaanza mazoezi. Na kuja hii club ya kwanza ni hapa rafiki Mount Kenya. Nimefanya mazoezi mzuri, banapenda mimi. Ndio banasema bon, tuko nafanya hiyo contract ucheza hapa. Hii contract banafanya. Na
hiyo contract signing fee imelipwa?
Mambo ya kulipa hapa acha. Ndio mambo ya kulipa hapa baba anasema na wewe acha. Kama anasema no acha mambo ya kulala, mambo ya pesa hakuna. Kama unapatia kama saa hii 10,000. Weka na kichwa kwa 10,000, fona yenda kwa fashi mtu nalala naye nasema unalipaka ngapi hivi bo? Chukua hii kidogo, ongeza pale kama utalipa. Mimi acha mimi nalala hapa. Hii nyingine hii ununua hata chakula, tukula tena rafiki, tafuta mzuri. Hii mtu kama anafanya hivi atapata furaha, sema lala sahi. Kama nalala siku 2 3 anafukusha. Unaona nakuja hivi naona yeye na bibi yake. Kama naona yeye na bibi yake alafu nafaje? Funa toka naenda utafuta fasha kulala. Njoo hivi.
Umeongea na familia yako huko Kongo, wamekwambia aje?
Kama nasema mambo ya familia yangu na Kongo ni mbaya. Niko mwanaume. Mambo yote funa kichwa wangu mimi najua napita hii fashi fulani na hii timu fulani nimeteswa sana, kula mbaya, kulala mbaya. Mimi napenda mimi naweka goal juu. Mimi kama sahi niko na magoli ya mingi kama tubakie na game 3. Hii game 3 na Mount Kenya na mimi kama niko pale haina shida. Na kuweka hata goal mingi na game 3. Jua nini? Niko na lomba hii mwenye timu. Saidia hata wachezaji. Hata mwezi moja itasaidia mimi sana. Mimi depuis naingia ile Mount Kenya sijue kama mwenye timu ni nani, sijue. Sasa najua mwenye timu ni coach mzungu, ndiye mwenye timu. Mambo yote paka yeye mwenye timu anasema. Kama watu wanashirika hivi na hivi, yeye kaka anakuja. Tufanya hivi. Bon, mimi kazi yangu ni hivi. Nakula ona ni mbaya ni nini? Nimelala mbaya jana, nimekuja game jana nimelala mbaya, nimekula sina pena shikule hata kitu. Mimi nakuja hivi tuku tunaenda game. Upatie kama chakula nakula. Nakula mzuri. Jana mbele na shikule mbaya. Alafu nakuchukua chakula hivi ya mzuri nakula. Nakula mzuri. Nakula kama kidogo naisha. Jua ni appetite hakuna.
Najua pole Gaza. You're one of the most experienced players. Ulikuwa na Nakumat kabla mchange jina. These are same challenges mulipitia vile Nakumat ikaanza kwenda chini in terms of finances. Same script, different cast. Wewe unafikiria shida ilienda wapi? Na wewe shida zako experience ni gani? Nimesikia hapo mwenzako amesema analala kwa club, analala kwa gari, analala kwa wenzake. Mnalipaje rent?
Mimi kama sasa naweza sema tumepitia shida mob sana juu mdosi wetu yeye alishaishia ni kama hata itima ajali hata kitu yote. Kama mtu kama mimi nadai miezi kama 10. Aza nilipa doza 10 months. Sijailipwa. Ajui venye nalipa nyumba, ajui watu wangu wanasomaje. Bibi yangu hata sasa yuko, alishaishia ajua maana ni kama nimemdanganya sana. Ni kama niko na wife mwingine huko nje nikana nampelekea madu. Unaona? Ni mbaya sana. Wachezaji wanaumia hapa mbaya. Kama sasa hizi hatujalipa keja miezi kama 3.
Na mnafanyaje sasa? Landlord mnaelewana naye aje?
Sasa ni ile tu unaenda unamuonyesha ni aje. Saa zingine pia tunamuonyesha vitu kama hizi. Sasa kama leo venye tumekuja hapa tunamwambia weka TV uone, si ati nakudanganya aone shida iko, si ati ni uongo, sio tunamwambia.
So I've had a lot of the players saying they haven't even seen the chairman or the owner. So let's just take a bit of time to sort of just go over the club and how it was formed and how it came to be. So Mount Kenya United, it was Nakumatt at first, Nakumatt FC. It was formed in 2006 and it was registered by the now defunct Kenya Football Federation. In 2006 to 2014, they competed in the Provincial League. And then in 2015, they were promoted to the National Super League. So that's been their journey as a steadily rising, a relatively new club. In 2016, they featured in the final of the Shield tournament against Bandari. And in 2017, the club was finally promoted to the Kenyan Premier League. So that's around 11 years after it was formed. And now, of course, we all know about the problems that happened with Nakumatt and how the actual shops went down. So in 2018, the club was sold to politician Francis Muredi, and that was when he changed the name from Nakumatt FC to Mount Kenya FC. So that's actually who the owner is. They're saying Francis Muredi, they've not been able to speak to him. So maybe we just get to hear a bit more from the players. Have you guys tried to contact him? Umejaribu kumuona ama?
Tumemtafuta lakini ashiki simu. Yeye anaongea tu na mzungu. Hatujui wanaongea gani na mzungu. Tu mzungu ndiye atapewa doza game za chakula. Lakini mambo ya
mzungu ni nani? Melis Medo coach.
Coach wetu.
Coach alisema pia amefungiwa nyumba, hajalipa stima.
Hajawahi fungiwa nyumba. Yeye wakati anasema mimi pia wana ndaido, lakini yeye hajawahi fungiwa hao. Unaona? Sasa hatujui ni nini inaendelea.
I remember during the first walkover, we got some pictures of you guys in City Stadium, and the coach was there with you. Did you guys discuss it with him, or how did that decision come about?
Tulikuwa tumemua tu juu yeye, unajua yeye waga anabonga na Francis, si hatujui anaongeaga nini. Sasa sisi wametoka kwa giza, hatujui nini inaendelea. Unaona?
Mko kuna foreigner mwingine kwa team pia.
Yeah, there's a gentleman here from Ghana.
From Ghana?
Yes. It's called Mozart Ajete. He's actually Michael Kenya. Before he even actually tells us anything, I'm sure in the beginning of the show you saw some artwork. He's the one who actually drew the United part.
Whoa.
Yes, he just came, he saw me as we were preparing for the show. He decided and said, I'm interested in contributing. And he started drawing that United part, the part that is written United, Mount Kenya United. Yes. He's actually the one who drew.
Wow, that's serious. From Ghana to Kenya.
Yep.
To the troubles you're going through.
It's not easy.
My friend, you're a long way from home. What's your story? How has it been?
My situation is very bad, seriously. Since I came almost 3 months now, I never got any money, and even accommodation. Seriously, even they even collected my passport because I own the hotel. So my situation is very bad for me as a foreigner, seriously. So I'm pleading to the authority if they can come to my aid, seriously.
Your passport has been detained by the hotel?
Yeah.
And where are you sleeping now?
Yeah, Orab Hotel.
Same hotel?
Yeah.
So they agreed to take your passport?
Yeah.
But you sleep until the day you'll pay?
Yeah.
The season is coming to an end?
That's the problem.
How long is your contract with Mount Kenya?
Only 3 months.
It was only 3 months?
Yeah.
Did you get your signing on fee?
No, nothing.
My God. Who did you sign the contract with?
One of the, I don't know, Frank. His name is Frank. The chairman, yeah. So like
Honorable Francis Muredi, you signed with him?
Yeah. But what they told me is not what they are doing now. Seriously, because my condition is very bad. Always I have to explain, complain before, but nothing come out. Seriously, I'm suffering. Serious.
And how is the arrangement in the hotel? Is it full board, breakfast, lunch?
Nothing. Just sleeping.
So where do you get food?
Just imagine. It's very difficult. Very difficult for me. Sometimes I have to call back home. Then they send me money. It's bad. Now I sign a contract here. I have a children. I have to, this is my profession. How can I afford to, pay their school fees for their education? It's very bad for me.
And where were you playing in Ghana? How's it there?
Dreams FC. So, as a footballer, sometimes you need to, change environment. That's why I came here. Yeah.
Wow. So, let me come back to Kapi. Hizi vitu zote. There is KPL. Kuna Ministry of Labor, because this is in labor laws that have been contravened. Umepewa contract, wewe ni employee, haujalipwa. Mumejaribu kufuata legal redress through KPL or through lawyer, through anything?
So tumejaribu kwa hizo processes zote ku seek help. First of all, kwanza sisi tulikuwa tunaangalia mali tunaweza pata usaidizi for rescue for the how kwanza, unaona. At the end of the day unapata atupati ile usaidizi. Kwanza tulijaribu na sisi wenyewe kwanza ofisi yetu, unaona. Au wakasema watajaribu vile wanaweza, tukaona iwezekani. Tukaamua kwanza hii game tulifapiana okova ya kwanza tuone ama kuna ilikuwa like ni kama tunapeana hint shida zetu, tuone ama kuna usaidizi yote tutapata. Hatukupata usaidizi yote. Mara ya pili tukakaa tukapeana okova kuonyesha ni mbaya. Na kwa hiyo process nakumbuka before tupeane okova ya Mathare, tulikuwa tumeenda KPL. So tulikuwa tumeenda ku seek ni help gani tunaweza pata. But so unfortunately unajua unapata pale wale watu hawezi tusaidia hakuna vile wanaweza tusaidia. The only thing wanaweza tusaidia ni contract zetu. Release naona. Hiyo tu ndio wanaweza tusaidia. So tukarudi tena wapi? Back kuangalia ni wapi tena tunaweza pata usaidizi. So tumejaribu kusik hakuna mali tunapata usaidizi. Federation the same thing tunaambiwa, yani kitu tunaweza jaribu kupata ni kutusaidia tu na hizo release zetu, contract zetu. Hiyo tu ndio.
There's a day tulikuwa hapa na officials wa Kenya Footballers Welfare Association. Na waliongeza stories za kina hizi contract and all that stuff. Muyoti was here. Nani alikuwa hapa anaitwa nani? Mutiso was here. Situma was here. And he's still a player. Na wakaongeza hizi stories za player kunyanyaswa if contract yako ijakuwa honored. Then that is the body that fights through KPL, through FKF, and they also waliongea vizuri sana wakasema hapa they've got a consortium of lawyers, kuna lawyers wanajua wanaweza fuatilia hizi kesi. So maybe the first thing would be nyinyi ni members wa Kenya Footballers Welfare Association, because hapo sasa ndio help maybe inaweza toka. Have you guys joined Kenya Footballer Welfare Association?
Kuna wenye wako. Guess kuna everyone nadhani wamesign hizo contract.
Why? No, you know this is a serious case because I remember which club was that? There's a club that the players took the owner to FIFA and they were compelled to pay because it was a serious case. And that is where now the contracts have to be looked at. Hizo contracts zote mkizichukua hivi.
Ukiangalia kwa hii process na ukiangalia vile games za ligi ziko zinakimbiza sana. So unapata kufuata hiyo protocol na tena concentrate na side nyingine tena ya uwanja. So si kitu tulikuwa tunasik kwanza ni manyumba, unaona? Hiyo ndio tumekuwa tukililia. Mpaka watu wengine ilienda to next time nakumbuka kuna time tulijaribu kumapproach governor. So sijui kwa process nini ili happen. Utajisikia tu pia kwa wachezaji vile watakwambia. Sijui kwa nini process ili happen. Unapata pia game vile zinakimbia zinaharakisha. Wajua pia sisi kama wachezaji pia tunaangalia the other side.
Kabisa.
Unaona? As much as tuko kwa hii situation pia tukiachilia ile side nyingine inakopia ni mbaya.
Itakuwa ni mbaya.
Alafu pia unajua tunajaribu kuficha image. At the other side mafans wetu wajui Kenya tuna go through. Ndio ile process unapata tunaenda kwa uwanja. Tunacheza ile game. Lakini at the end of the day tukilose unasikia nini? Wale wachezaji ni nini? Ni wabaya. Lakini ukiangalia in reality Kenya si tuna go through hawajui.
Mchezaji amekuja ajakula, hajatrain, hajalala poa. Mna expect results. Don't I think there are more stories on that side?
Yeah. Philip Odhiambo of course is one of the players for Mount Kenya. Philip, tuambie. I think mimi nataka ku understand Mike. 10 months, others 4 months, especially the new players and the old players. Miezi 10 hamjalipwa salo. Una operate nataka ku understand because mkitoka hapa show, mkienda home, prepare for your next game, as in what happens? Mnafanyangaje?
Naweza sema ni challenging na ni noma. Unapata hapa hivi si upigia na simu. Unasikia mtu anakupigia na kwambia nipatie hata tumia hata 50 bob. Mazi niweze kula kitu. Cause unapata tunaambiwa kama hii game ya weekend haiko tucheze. But tunashukuru sana chairman Homeboys. Alitupigia, kuna time akatupigia, kuna time alitumia 30k. Before hii game akatuambia tucheze game tusipeane okova. Sipo weka chairman afurahi. Akatuongelesha nini.
Sorry. Chairman wa Kakamega Homeboys ndo aliwasaidia
alitusaidia kwenda kucheza game ya juzi. Yeye ndo alifanya tukacheza.
Kulipia kwenda Machakos.
Azine sikulipa ile but alitumotivate kwa wachezaji. Alituambia endeni mcheze, mimi nitacheza party yangu ile naweza. Umeona? At the end of the day after game akatupigia akatuambia mchezaji tumeluza, akatuambia msikufa na moral. Kile mnaweza do mjaribu tumpush malize hizi games. Juu pia asipoa kwa nini tukamwambia si kupenda kwetu. Cause unapata mtu kama mimi pia nina deni. Sasa hii nimehepa landlord mara wiki 2.
Unfortunately nakuona sasa lakini
unaona kwa TV. Ndio kijana anakuwa.
Unalipa rent for how many months?
Yangu ni 4 months.
Okay.
So unapata kudeal na yeye ni ngumu, unamexplainia unamwambia ni hivi na hivi na hivi. Unajua yeye yako busy, ako business pale. Cause nisipomlipa hiyo hao pia inafaa kumrudishia do yake. So unapata challenges tunapitia ni mob, unapata tunaambiwa tukujetizi, hatuwezi kujetizi. Unakula food unaweza kula sasa unaweza kula poa ni mara 2. Labda breakfast na hiyo breakfast ni ile chakula cha jana usiku.
Okay.
Unaona? Then itakusukuma the whole day mpaka jioni, at least ndio utafute kitu unaweza kula tena. So unapata ukikuja tunakaa tunaambiwa Chea amesema hivi, Chea ndio tukuje tupate na wokovu actually. Acha sasa nianzie mali kwa wokovu Tuliambiwa before game ya Gor tutawapatia do. Cause tulianza na game ya naweza kumbuka tulianza na game ya Nzoia. Nzoia tulienda study City Stadium. Wakadhani ni jokes tutaenda game. Tukawaambia tuendi mpaka tuone do. Ona akapigia coach simu, akamwambia wapatie simu, akaweka loudspeaker akatuongelesha akatuambia endeni mcheze before next game Tuesday. Tutaonana nitawapatia pesa zenu. Tukasema okay, akatuma 5k kwa kila mtu mwenye alikuwa hapo na watu wote wa team. Tukaenda game, tukafungwa. Kufungwa yeye pia akazima simu. Actually hakutaka kusikia mambo yetu. After kufungwa na Nzoia, tulifika hiyo game nakumbuka 10 minutes before 3. Hatuja change, hatuja warm. Sisi tumeingia hivi ni mabao tu. Kabla tuchangamke tuko chini karibu 4.
Very quickly, how many of you have wives?
Tuko wengi.
I love Mukami.
Tuko wengi, so naweza sema tuko wote hapa.
Robert is telling me to tell them I'm single. Anyway, so you mentioned your wife doesn't even believe your stories that you have a second family. So maybe I speak to one of them. What have you been telling your wife? How have you been explaining, or has she now also had to take up some of those roles and like help with some of the bills?
Inabidi mama saa zingine.
Jina kwanza?
Mimi naitwa kama Paul. Saa zingine inabidi mama tu ana intervene, anafanya shughuli zake pia. Anapata ile kitu tuna get, analeta tu kwa hao inatusaidia si wote. Na pia mabro kama bro yangu unisaidia sana. Mara mob days isha ama madhangu mali yako yezi isha kaja nipigia. Na mata hao nimwambia hata niko poa. Lazima tu kuna do atanitumia, lazima inipush. Na mabeste mtaani wa mtaa pia wananisaidia tu, wananipush niaje itakuwa fiti, wewe si worry, ni leo kesho pia itakuwa poa. Hivyo tu tuna move on na life. Na pia wife amekubali ako kwa boat. Tuna move to on hivyo.
It's amazing, Mike. Mukami, we can still see their smiles, you can still see that enthusiasm for the game, but you can obviously tell that these players have been shortchanged.
There's a big problem, and I just want to deviate a little bit from the question that we asked so that people don't think we've ignored their tweets. We asked which players should be or should not be in the Harambee Stars Africa Cup of Nations squad. Very interesting sentiments coming here. I'll start with Etukuham. He says, all players deserve to be there. It is only that we cannot carry all of them. That's why Coach Minye has to do a selection. Silas Mutiti says Minye is a head coach. Leaving other players out, he knows what he is doing. We should stop criticizing every change he's making. After all, he can't please everybody. Let's just support him. Pone kwa mashemeji. He just had to bring that one up. Then Honorable Albert Kipkoech says the selection was not fair. They left out good players like Nicholas Kipkurui, who should have been in the starting 11, not just in the squad. Mkenya says Kipkurui should have been there as a replacement for Jesse Were. He is a fighter and we saw it yesterday, and also those crucial goals for Gor Mahia on the international level. Alan Otieno says, what a saddening state of affairs for Mount Kenya United players. So sorry for them. Danilo Dante Mwana says, I think Boniface Oluoch should be in the squad. His experience is much needed. Suppose a situation arises and Matasi gets injured, unluckily, who will stand in goal? Who has the experience? Then David Ogol, I think this is so much on the Gor Mahia fans. They've really raided our wall about Kipkurui. Nicholas Kipkurui was left out mistakenly. Then, despite Jesewere being tried and tested on African level, Minye left him out. Masoud should not have played. Masoud Juma has not played for 4 months now, but surprisingly, he's in the squad. I'd like to clarify the situation of Masoud Juma because he plays in the league in Libya, and the league has not been active. It's not that he doesn't want to play football. The league has not been active in Libya, but we understand that he's playing in other tournaments. He's in the Middle East playing other tournaments. I don't know how true that is, but Minye is monitoring all the players. I asked him personally, he said he's monitoring all the players. There's no player who has been called to the national team and has not been looked at critically by the bench.
Okay.
So those are the sentiments that are coming from our guys here. Mokami, should we continue that?
Yeah, let's actually lighten the mood. Like, it's been a bit sad to hear the situation.
And they're seeing money on the board there.
And yeah, it's like we're tempting them. So, Bernard, let them know how they can win that money.
Yes, we said let's liven the mood a bit. Of course, it's a Super Bowl, and I would like to know who is the top scorer currently for Mount Kenya. Top scorer, Nani? And this gentleman here, he was refusing to come. Umefunga bao ngapi? Microphone.
Umefunga bao 6 so far.
Bao 6.
Yeah.
Kuja hapa kwenye stage yetu hapa kwa Super Bowl tuone kama unaweza kufunga. Now he's smiling.
Of course.
So basically the rules of Monday Football Challenge, there are different categories pale. The lower tier hapo unaona hiyo pesa iko hapo, hiyo ni 200 Kenya shillings. Hapo katikati kuna 300 Kenya shillings. Na hizi mpira zote lazima zingie hapo ndani. Hapo katikati ni 500 Kenya shillings. 500 Kenya shillings pia. Unacheza position gani? Strikers, ndio? Sasa unaona pale kwa goalkeeper pale 1000 Kenya shillings kiweza kufunga. You have 30 seconds na kuwekea timer. Alafu tuone kama unaweza prepare mentally, you can kick it whichever way you want. Lazima ufuatane right to left, left to right. It is up to you. So ndakuwekea timer in the next, it ends in the next few seconds. Timer yangu itakuwa 1 minute. Sawa? It starts now. Wengine wanaweza msaidia kupanga. 47 seconds. 39 seconds. 30 seconds. 20 seconds. His colleagues encouraging him. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is done. Timer. Who's the second top scorer?
The top scorer.
Aya, you can come and help him to arrange.
Go for.
Amejitolea. The man from Accra. As his colleagues arrange for him, you know the rules. Simple. Bottom tier, score. Whatever the amount of money that is there, once you score, it's yours. You remove it, you go with it home. So there's a bottom tier, it's 200 Kenya shillings. The middle tier there is 300 Kenya shillings. The third tier there in the midfield, it is 500 Kenya shillings. And then as the goalkeeper position over there at the top, it is 1,000 Kenya shillings. So I will set the timer. 1 minute.
Time for you, Ndong.
You have the timer there?
I'll do
Fantastic.
the timer.
Okay, if you're ready, Mike.
How much did Nyakan get?
Nyakan?
Yes.
Last week.
The previous one?
No, he hasn't gotten anything.
Top scorer?
He's gotten 1. He scored 1.
Has he taken the money?
No,
you take your money.
Take the money. Take the money.
Enda uchukue. Last one. That one.
Cheki. Chukua tao ujifanye lienda kwa tao.
So you see, it's possible, my brother. It's possible. It's very possible. So you can try. That one is gone.
No, you should tell him in pidgin now.
Yeah.
Abidi possible.
Possible completely. Mike, you ready?
Okay. Let me just start the timer in 1 second. We start now. Let's go.
Somebody can help him to arrange. Almost.
Oh.
25 seconds.
It's kicking the same ball.
It's a lucky ball, maybe. 20 seconds.
That was close.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last chance.
Time is over.
We normally give 2 people,
but our friend from Congo. Bienvenue. The rules are simple, my brother. As we arrange the balls, the rules are very simple. There's the bottom tier. That is 300 Kenya shillings.
En français, donc.
En français.
Oui, oui, il parle français.
I'll do it in français, then I'll translate. Vous avez compris? Le premier tiers, c'est 300. Deuxième, c'est 300. Quatrième, c'est 500. Alors là, c'est 1000 shillings. Voilà, vous avez compris?
C'est $10.
Exactement, $10. So basically, I've just translated Mike from just giving the rules: bottom, middle, third, and top. What is on offer? At the moment, one of your colleagues has won 300 Kenya shillings. I don't know if you're going to be able to win more or actually the exact amount. So Mike will set the timer. On va utiliser l'horloge là-bas. On va voir si vous avez...
Vous commencez maintenant.
It's not easy.
It's kicking very slowly.
Time inaenda, masaa inaenda. Nani?
Inakataa yote.
Ataingia moja, atapiga moja.
Ni pool anacheza, ni unaweza pool ama?
30 seconds.
Acheza pool.
Sipige hata huko juu.
Time inaenda.
Up.
Hiyo hapo ni ya pool hiyo. Hiyo si ya ball.
20 seconds.
Yo, yeah.
15 seconds. 10 seconds, Baba.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Thank you, my friend.
Take your money.
Take your money.
Take your money. At least he has money for lunch today, no?
Yeah, he does.
Right? Mukami,
you have more money to
we move to your rant now.
Okay.
Congratulations. At least both players have managed to walk away with some money.
Yes.
But like on to my rant today, and it's about what we've been discussing. The question for the day: who should not be or who should be included in the squad? And that's just my problem with Sebastian Minye. There are 2 things I just don't understand. First, if I hadn't made it clear when I was looking at the KPL standings, is where there are 2 Kariobangi Sharks goalkeepers in the squad. One maybe would make sense, but the second goalkeeper who hasn't actually been playing that many games, he'll need to make me understand, because I don't know, he was actually at the game against Kariobangi Sharks over the weekend, but yeah, they've been conceding a lot of goals, 34. And for me, one of the ones that is completely unjustifiable is the exclusion of Jesse Were. Minye's reasons behind it is that he believes the Kenyan League is better than the Zambian League, which, if we're being honest, I don't think is really true. Our best club, Gor Mahia, has not even managed to get into the CAF Champions League. And you know whose club has been in the CAF Champions League? Jesse Were, and he's actually scored in the competition, a competition which includes the best teams in the entire continent. And if he says the league isn't that good, then why has he included 2 players from his club, David Owino Kalaba and Anthony Akumu, with his other reason is that Jesse Were hasn't scored for the national team, but he hasn't actually gotten a chance to prove himself. Currently, he has 12 goals in the Zambian League, so how can he score when he doesn't have any game time? Why can't he just test him out and see? So for me, there's still not any valid reason, but don't take my word for it. I managed to connect with a Zambian sports correspondent, and he actually sent me some bites of Zambian fans of Zesco United speaking about Jesse Were's exclusion. Let's take a look at that.
I'm surprised to see that he hasn't made a cut to be called to the national team, and that surprises me. Jesse Were has been banging in goals for Zesco United, both at local and international level, and for me, I still feel that he deserves a place at the national team. For FA in Kenya, can you consider calling Jesse Were so that he can prove that he's a deadly striker?
I'm disappointed because in our club Jesse Were is performed very well, but I'm just disappointed that he has been dropped from the national team in Kenya to go and perform Africa for his Africa Cup of Nations. But I was just to say that I just have to work hard so that maybe next time he can be called to the national team. Still have time.
So the last player, obviously, is just the last fan just mentioned how he has to work hard, but how much harder does he have to work? He's currently the second goal scorer in the Zambian league, and he was the Zambian Footballer of the Year, not striker, Footballer of the Year. So maybe Sebastian Minye should give him a chance. I know Masud Juma, I don't have anything against the player, but as Mike mentioned, he's not actually been playing competitive football week in, week out. So why not give him a try, Sebastian Minye? Just give him a try, let him play in the friendlies, and if he proves us wrong, we can now agree, and you can now take your final squad to Egypt, but he warrants at least a call-up and to just get to play some friendlies. So that's my rant, and I will end it on also some Kenyans speaking about the Harambee Stars squad and their views on his selections.
Waipige msasa kidogo. Waangalie wale players wanacheza ligi za nje, waangaliwe vizuri. Si player anakaa huko bench anakuja kukalisha ule mtu aka hapa ndani. Akawapa local anacheza vizuri, juu yeye anacheza majuu, wanaona anaweza, na huko anakalisha bench. Waangalie wale player wanacheza, waangalie form ya mchezaji, at least tutaperform.
Jesse Jackson Were yange kwa hapo juu tunaweza enda huko ifike game, tumeanza game, tunategemea Olunga sana apate injury, mtu anaweza mpiga hiyo backup ni Jesse Were.
Mike, a very interesting point there from the last fan. What if Michael Olunga gets injured? Where do we go from there?
I mean, there's Waivoni Souza is performing in the league. He's in the squad. We have Masud Juma. He's in there. I rest my case. I know I'm expecting a rant from Masud Juma because he's prone to do that, and I know he'll go on Facebook now. All his fans now are telling him, tune in. Michael Kini is at it again. By the way, I will still say it, and I will not shy away. Masud proved me wrong. Go to that field, bang in the goals. I will apologize here on Monday Football.
But we'll bring him here.
Yes, we'll bring you here.
And we apologize face to face.
Pole, tell us now, unacheza wapi, what has happened? We will say sorry. But for as long as Kenyans are making noise about the same thing, I am only airing their views of the Kenyans and the journalists who are saying, prove them wrong. Go to France, do your thing, train, go to AFCON, bang in the goals. No doubt you're a good striker, but prove us wrong. Those 17 goals you scored two seasons ago, go and bang them at the Africa Cup of Nations. Then we'll say, kabisa, tumekubali.